Assalamu alaikum guys. Today we will discuss about Microsoft. Microsoft is the largest vendor of computer software in the world. It is also a leading provider of cloud computing services, video games, computer and gaming hardware, search and online services. Microsoft corporate headquarters is also located in Redmond, Wash, and it has offices in more than 60 countries. Company origins. Harvard University classmates Bill Gates and Paul Allen started Microsoft in 1975 to develop a compiler for the Altair 8800, a very primitive early computer. Gates contacted the manufacturer Micro Instrumentation and Telemetry Systems (MITS) and offered to write a program for the new computer. Gates and Allen created an interpreter for BASIC, which was then a mainframe programming language to use with the Altair. MITS hired Gates and Allen in 1975, but by 1976 they left to devote more time to their own fledgling company Microsoft, which they incorporated in 1981. That year, the company was contracted by IBM to develop an operating system for IBM's personal computer called PC-DOS by IBM. Microsoft also marketed its own variant MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System. The early 1980s saw both IBM's and Microsoft's fortunes soar. Microsoft developed a graphical interface that ran on top of DOS called Interface Manager, later renamed Windows on its release in 1985. This was inspired by the same Xerox PARC research project that Apple used to move an arrow across a graphical desktop. Windows OS. Microsoft struggled with Windows for the first few years. In 1983, Microsoft introduced its first Windows operating system, which was not released until November 1985. Heavily influenced by Apple's existing graphical user interface, Windows 1.0 was more user-friendly than the command line interface of DOS, with menus that the user could access with the keyboard or mouse. But it wasn't until Windows 3.0 came out in 1990 that it began to command some respect from the user base. The release of Windows 3.1 in 1992 finally received widespread acceptance. The release of Windows 95 in 1995 saw the beginning of a shift from DOS-based applications to Windows-based applications. But to run Windows, the PC first had to load DOS. DOS was a 16-bit operating system, while Windows was a 32-bit operating system. The result was a crash-prone Windows. In 1992, Microsoft hired veteran developer David Cutler from Digital Equipment Corp. with the intention of building a new 32-bit operating system from the ground up. It was called Windows NT, the NT standing for New Technology. However, the initial version of NT had high system requirements and few PCs could use it. So Microsoft shifted Windows NT to be a server operating system, but as hardware improved, more and more people began using Windows NT as a desktop operating system. So in the late 90s, Microsoft began to project of merging Windows 95 and Windows